Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, members of parliament voted on the 2023 financial bill, and if you check on how the voting went through, we had about 257 members of parliament who were in the chamber. 176 members voted yes, 81 voted no, 20 were absent. And I'm going to put the list in the comment section. I will pin it there so that you can read. You will know if your member of parliament voted for the bill, if they voted against it, and those who stayed at home to betray Kenyans. Because also you will understand that for those who decided just to stay away from this financial bill, which means a lot for the people because it is going to be effective for 1 year. It will take 1 year. So that one means for 1 year, people's lives is going to be touched. But some people just stayed at home. Maybe some were compromised to avoid being there. Of course, I'm talking about members of parliament from Azimio's side, because I know you will be surprised that some of the members of parliament are from Azimio who decided just to stay at home and keep themselves busy as if this financial bill was not that much important. We know of other people from the Kenya Kwanza side who knew that on the ground people are not in favor of the bill. So to avoid the drama, they just kept off rather than just coming and doing their duty to either vote yes or no. So that's where we are, and we can confirm to you today that the members of parliament have delivered a drum full of poison to Kenyans. Sasa kinaenda kuramba wa Kenya for the next 1 year. There are other things we were talking about here, and many other platforms was addressing on the same, which we saw the committee dropping off. For example, issues like cosmetic, the wig, and just to do with the salon. So some of those items were dropped. That means they are not increasing taxes on those items. So there are areas where they decided to touch and reduce, and there are areas where they maintained because Kenyans were misled to focus on other things. So they changed the issue of the housing levy, and now it's no longer a contribution but a tax. So from 3% to 1.5%. So they took it where Uhuru wanted it to be, but Uhuru was reading the mood, it was not in favor, so it dropped. So Ruto has left it where Uhuru wanted it to be. But again, this is a question that will be contested in the court. I know people are in the court. The non-governmental organizations, they are already there, human rights. Okiya Mtata is also in the court. So it's a question that will be answered by the court. That's where we are. But for me, I was impressed with the members of parliament who voted against the bill, those who spoke to this bill expressing their view on how this bill is meant to suffocate Kenyans. Some of those videos are shared here. And Gathoni Wamuchomba is one leader that can be trusted. Because for me now here, I don't see the difference between those people who supported the William Ruto, members of parliament during campaign who are with William Ruto, and the members of parliament in Azimio who are supporting William Ruto's financial bill. There is no difference between these two. Wale akina Kimani Chungwa, Ndindi Nyoro na wengine wenye walikuwa na kampeni ya Ruto, na wale wabunge wa Azimio ambao wamepigia kura hii mswada, hakuna tofauti. There's no difference. They had a chance. And for Gathoni Wamuchomba, I can view her in line with those people who are in Azimio. Because to some extent you will find that you are in an area where you cannot get votes not unless you are supporting certain individual. Maybe Gathoni Wamuchomba was in that situation. She had no way but to sing the UDA song for her to get elected. Because to some extent, let us say the truth here, politicians will always want to have their interests taken care of first. So for her interest to be taken care of, she was to be in UDA. But you can see she's a woman who can speak her mind in the parliament. And this is what she said. Let me just quote her first. This is what she said. I have gone to my people in Githunguri constituency and they have told me very loudly that the government of Kenya through the finance bill proposal 2023 is punitive, it is oppressive, and it is scandalous. For the welfare of the society and the government of Kenya, government of the people of Kenya, I, Gathoni Wamuchomba, and the people of Githunguri rise to say a big no and oppose this scandalous, oppressive bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people of Kenya. I rise to oppose. For the welfare of the people of Kenya that qualifies them to eat well, eat a meal or 3 meals a day. That is the way to make the welfare of our people better. And for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, it is our business as a the representative of this house to make sure that our people live happily, improve their welfare, and make them feel they are sovereign according to the Constitution of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I am elected in Githunguri constituency. My people cannot afford a meal a day. The cost of living is too high. The cost of unga is too high for them to have better welfare. Mr. Speaker, I have gone to my people in Githunguri constituency and they have told me very loudly that the government of Kenya, through the finance bill proposal 2023, it is punitive, it is oppressive, and it is scandalous. We started off with issue of housing. We came up with contribution. We moved from contribution. We made it a levy. We have moved from the levy. Now we are calling it a task. Is that not scandalous? For the welfare and the society and the just government of the people, I, Gathoni Wamuchomba, say no to an oppressive bill. Thank you.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but there's a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed. Please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, when Raila Odinga stood up in one of the press conference and said that in case this bill is going to pass in the National Assembly, they are going to assemble the People's Assembly, which is the biggest assembly, to counter this finance bill. He was right. I think Raila knew it was coming. He was aware that members of parliament are being bought. He knew that from the Kenya Kwanza side, members of parliament have been intimidated. So, what he said has passed. People were paid in Azimio to support it because it can never be 175 against 81. What are we saying? In the previous election, Azimio had the majority in the National Assembly by 3 ahead of Kenya Kwanza side. But we know they went into a post-election coalition which was illegal with some of the political party in Kenya Kwanza like UDM. So they got 9 members of parliament. The difference in that parliament between Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza has been very small. Not more than 10 members of parliament. So even in this voting, we can see Kenya Kwanza got 2 times what Azimio managed to get. When 81 you multiply by 2, so unapata 176, you divide by 2. So unapata 81. That is it. So Ruto's bill has passed overwhelmingly. It means many people in Azimio, members of parliament, have been in compromise to betray the people. This confirms how far Ruto can go. So, yesterday, it was very clear that the parliament has finally surrendered themselves to one William Samoei Ruto. Even Azimio members of parliament has proved that they can never stand on the gap and defend the people like what we anticipate, because they have a role to play as opposition. So they decided to go for money and not the people. Because hata tukichukua wale 20 tuweka kano, still there are a lot of numbers here, the members of parliament who are from Azimio side who have voted for that bill. We will put the list there, you will see. So we are there. 81 stood with the people. 20 will be among the people who are supporting this bill because they avoided with the reason that they don't want backlash. Because they know if they come, they will vote for the bill. So even that 20 we can add to that 276. So watakuwa karibu 200. 81 wamesimama na watu. Hao wengine they have betrayed the masses. So hapo ndio tulipo. The only remaining thing is for Kenyans to start facing William Ruto and tell him the truth. You can have your way through the parliament because we know you can buy members of parliament, but you cannot buy all Kenyans. It can never happen. Buying all Kenyans, it means then you are making economy to work for people. But your bill confirms that you want to milk more than helping people to grow in terms of business, their finances, and anything you would think of on basic commodities. Because now, the petrol fuel is going to increase by 8%. And you know what that one means to the economy? Because transportation of goods and services from one point to another, it is going to go through when it's going to be dictated through the price of fuel. And when the price goes high, expect transportation to be high. And that will dictate the final price of commodity to the end consumer. So they have added 8%, now making it 16%. Who left it at 8? Ruto has come and multiplied by 2. Now it is 16. They voted without blinking. So tuko hapo. So it's upon Kenyans to know that they are on their own. Not members of parliament will help you. And in the next election, we better have people like Gathoni Wamuchomba who can appeal to the people and who can stand with the people. We congratulate the 81 members of parliament from Azimio and the few from the other side who have voted against this bill. In as much Ruto has had his way, at least people like Gathoni Wamuchomba had their say. They exposed what Kenyans are going to go through. And now we are here in the situation. So it's upon us to now speak direct to William Samoei Ruto. We were speaking through our members of parliament, but now we can no longer speak through them. Today we have to speak direct to William Samoei Ruto.